Hi, Dave Lowry again, and here we are continuing our Path to Songwriting series. And today we are going to be talking about accidentals. You're going to love all of the things that accidentals can do to help you make different sounds in music. You're going to need your Primo Theory book, a pencil, and as usual, some key markers. Let's get started and go to the piano. First of all, we want to talk about half steps. Half steps on the piano are when you take a key and you go to the very next key, whether it's black or white. Now, this is a key that I've chosen, E, to show you that if I want to go a half step up, I'm right here on F. But if I want to start over and say I want to start on this key, that's G. If I want to go to the next key up, it will be a black key. So that is a half step. A half step can go up or it can go down. And so if you take a look at, for example, starting on a black key, if I wanted to go down, that would be a half step away. So if you keep the rule in mind, a half step is the next key, whether it's black or white. Now, a whole step is a little different. A whole step has a key in between. So it could be that if I have an E, I want to go a whole step up, I skip this key and I go there. Here is my key in between. Another way to look at a whole step would be black keys. From one black key to another black key is always a whole step right here. The exception would be from here to here, we have two keys in between. So a whole step is only one key in between. You can also have, say for example, a C to a D. This black key is in between. So now that you know about half steps and whole steps, let's play around a little bit on the piano. One of the most famous half step melodies is kind of a circus tune that starts like this on C. Then it starts again on F. Pause the video and make up your own half-step melody. Now that you're back, let's do a whole step melody. If we started from C and we counted up to, let's say 3 or 4 whole steps. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. These 5 notes, C, D, E, and these 2 black notes, they make a very dreamy sound. Put down your damper pedal and make up a whole step melody that sounds like a dreamy tune. All right, now it's time to get into our theory book. So take your theory book and you're going to turn to page 10. I'll share my screen with you so you can take a look at what my copy looks like. Here we are, accidentals. So on our section 4, it explains on the keyboard a half step is the distance from one key to the very next key. And it asks you in number 1 to draw a check mark on the key a half step up from each marked key. I'll give you a little hint. First, touch your pencil to the dot. Then go to the very next key and make a check mark. We're always going up in this section. The first one is your example. Pause and complete the next two. Let's go on to section B. Now we're drawing a check mark on the key that's a half step down from each marked key. So here's a hint. Put your pencil on the dot, then go down a half step and place a check mark. Pause the video and complete section B. Now let's go on to whole steps. A whole step is 2 half steps in length. And another way to think about it is a whole step has a key in between. On number 2, section A, draw a check mark on the key a whole step up from each marked key. Here's a hint. Put your pencil on the dot and you can go up a half step and another half step. That will be where you put your check. But always remember to put your pencil on the dot first so that you know how to count the whole steps. Pause the video and complete section A. Take a look at section B. Draw a check mark on the key that's a whole step down from each marked key. Again, the biggest tip I can give you, put your pencil on the dot before you start counting, and then go down 1 half step and another half step. Place your check mark. Double check to make sure that you have a key in between. Pause the video, complete section B. Let's take a look at section 3, half steps and whole steps. It says there are pairs of keys marked with dots on the keyboard below. Write H if the pair is a half step apart, W if the pair is a whole step apart. So now they are mixing up all the examples. And you might even want to touch with your pencil the 2 dots to try to see if you can figure out if it's a whole step or a half step. Pause the video and complete section 3. Now that you're finished with page 10, you can go back to your keyboard and practice playing all kinds of half steps and whole steps. The scales that we learn in our music classes are made up of combination of half and whole steps. But who knows, maybe you can make up a new scale that has never been thought of before. So go back to your piano, take a moment, have some fun making some different sounds with mixing half steps and whole steps. And I'll see you next time when we start talking about sharps and flats.